reply verbally and I have no preference in pronoun. I'll start my speech in three, two, one. Note that this is not a debate about whether small businesses will survive, but about the incentives and development of a small business. So the question is that which side will actually benefit the small business more? A few things our side would like to make clear before starting the core of this speech. Number one, failing is just a normal part of a business when investing, and even big industries fail all the time. For example, if they want to actually make it to the next level in their business, they actually have to make sacrifices and they have to developed and use their financial incentives to work on bigger projects. And opposition cannot just come here and continue saying that this will make the small business going bankrupt and it's harmful for the well-being of the company. Since number one, they have to prove that their alternative is better than ours, which we believe that during this entire debate, they lack on the fact that they did not make it clear what exactly is their alternative, and they did not prove to us why their alternative is actually better. And number two, opposition can't just expect the small business to thrive without actually investing in something. And number three, that is to say that small business on our side will have a more likelihood of success, since my first speaker has mentioned about the policy, which doesn't mean that they will actually allocate all of their capital towards the community oriented causes, but they will have to make research and they will allocate a little amount, and steadily they will kind of increase if they see the success that they are receiving. So, as my first speakers mentioned, the purpose of a small business that they do so is because they want to invest in order to thrive and be more well known, which is basically the main argument surrounding the fact that they want to build their brand and image to the society. And number two, we believe that this is a good way for the company to actually have more incentives to work harder. So, number one, coming to my speech, is the responses for second opposition. They said that there are more effective alternative, and their main argument surrounds the fact that the capital spent can better be spent on improving. Which number one, we haven't seen they talk about what can they improve other than investment. Like what exactly can they improve on their business, which haven't been made clear. And even if they want to improve, we can only think of the one way that they can improve is that they can actually hire more people to make better investment and to create better plan to actually develop those plans. Like on our side, we're trying to make small businesses later. We're trying to make all small businesses dedicate an outsized amount of capital towards community-oriented causes. So this argument does not stand in this debate here because we haven't seen how they can actually improve based on the capital. So coming to our side, what has our side proved and the reason why it's effective? Number one, our side has proved about personal branding, which we believe that the image of a company matters the most because other people will look up to that company. So the image of the small business will be better known and that business will have more incentives to work harder because modern consumers are increasingly conscious of the social impact of their purchases. And by allocating resources to community oriented causes, small business can differentiate themselves from competitors who do not engage in such activities. A positive brand image can definitely attract media attention, enhancing visibility and attracting a broader customer base. And yes, as also another argument on our side is we talk about how this is different from other companies and how this can make a huge impact. Now, what has the other side said about this argument? And they keep on saying again and again and again about how the community, how it will receive a low chance of getting knowledges. And this, we believe here, is the biggest assumption made by the opposition here today. Because they just continue saying that people won't care and they have the company will not have enough reputation, which we believe that the reason why people care is because those community are in need, and when there's someone who helped them, of course they will care and it will create better awareness. So we believe that this assumption doesn't stand until the end of this debate. Before I move on, I'll take that POI. We believe that this is something that the small business does for their personal branding. So, like, even if the small community does not have incentive to actually bring awareness to the small business, that's just an even if, because we believe that this is like an incentive to actually happen is less. But like as like my second speaker, Deputy Prime Minister, has mentioned about social media, and it can be a huge impact to businesses who create a change to their society and like yeah to their society. So coming to the main clashes here, as we have already proved about, I think like the most important clash is the short-term survival versus long-term investment. Because on our side, our main argument here is that small business should go beyond just profit making and actively invest in their communities. Because investing in community causes can lead to long-term benefits such as like building a loyal customer base and improving the local economy, and especially enhancing the business reputation. In the long run, these investments can also generate indirect profits, as customers are more likely to support business that contribute to social causes that they actually care about. While the opposing side, they mention the fact that short-term benefit is better, and it's better to just like be sustainable now and then investment can be made later, which we believe that this is just something that isn't gonna work. Because what's the point of a business where it's never going to make investment and never going to risk to actually improve itself, and we don't understand how the other side can actually improve their business by just saying the word improve, and by just mentioning the fact that they can use their capital for better purposes without even mentioning what the purposes they're going to do with their capital is. And we believe that prioritizing profits ensures like the sustainability of the business, which in turn allows it to contribute to the community over time in a more sustainable way. So on the proposition, the long-term benefit of community investment outweighs the short-term financial concerns, because we believe that this is something that all business has to contribute to an investment, and is like very important. And secondly, the likelihood of success, because let's face the fact that between short-term benefits to survive and small businesses dedicating to their capital to community, we believe that our alternative has a better likelihood to success, and actually has a better likelihood for that business to grow and thrive. Because in our side, at least we're actually implementing a change, and at least on our side, businesses are doing something to help their community, and at least on our side, the businesses can get more recognition as a whole. We're not saying, and we believe that like the opposition assumptions of saying that small businesses will lead to financial problems just by helping community will no longer stand here, because even if they dedicate an outsized amount of capital, they will still have to do careful research, and it doesn't mean that they will just put all of their resources to that community oriented causes. So very proud to propose on this motion today.